It's time to get on up with Jam and Renee. And here's your hosts, James Arthur M. and Renee Culver.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Backchannel, the only place where you can listen to and chat live with your host. You are watching Get On Up this morning. I am your morning jam, James Arthur M.
And I am Renee, and you are here on Backchannel. The show is Get On Up. We are here every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're thrilled to have you, Jam. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very nice. We love it. We absolutely love to see it.
Do we? Just we remember when you wear a hat, how are you doing?
Fair. That's very fair. How are things? How's morale? Tell me it all.
It's all great. We are here. I washed my hair last night, and I was like, because I'm getting a haircut tomorrow in preparation for a little red carpet premiere. So I gotta be looking snazzy. But your hair's got to be so clean so they can get to chip chopping away.
I love it. Do they? We haven't talked about this. You must go into hair and makeup for that. Do they provide like a little glam?
I got to do my own hair. They're not. And here's the thing: when you're a black gentleman, there's no one.
Right.
No one's doing your hair.
Of course.
One time when I had a one-liner on back when it was CBS All Access, I was on a show called Tell Me a Story. I had one line in a scene opposite. Oh my God, I forgot her name. Becky Newman from Ugly Betty.
Great.
My one scene, my one line. Anyways, I was so impressed because in hair and makeup there were two black women and they shake me up. They were like, "Oh, we got you, baby." I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is great."
That should be on every set ever, but I'm glad it happened once.
Yeah, so this will not be happening.
We got there once. Okay.
This will not be happening for this. But I was up a little bit late. I was derailed. I went to watch my 20-minute screener of a certain Marvel movie that's being released next week. I will not confirm nor deny. They're like, "Oh, you're just getting 20 minutes." After 20 minutes, I looked and I was like, "Oh, this has been 30 minutes." And then I looked and I'm like, "I think this is the whole movie." So I ended up watching the whole thing.
Oh, I
can't say anything. I will not say anything.
I was gonna say, can't disclose good or bad, but
I can't
you
say
stayed
anything.
up for the whole thing. You can say that. You stayed up for the whole thing, which, as we know, is the greatest compliment you could possibly provide a movie. I get it. Yes, I understand. Well, I am excited.
I couldn't sleep because I was like,
sure.
What did I just see? So anyways, we've got Stacy for the full time here. Mermaid already chiming in with an exactly. And we got Doug kick it off with a good morning, Jam and Renee. Now you might be asking, maybe this is your first time here and Get Enough, or you've been watching and you're just like, I don't understand. How do I get involved in the conversation? Don't you worry. We're going to tell you. Say is going to be the magic word. If you are taking this show in on your Echo show or Fire TV, say is the magic word. Whatever you say after the word say will appear here. So you could say, James, is that an X-Men hoodie that you're wearing? Yeah. And then I'd be like, yes, it is. I'm your baby tonight.
Yes,
I still haven't played that audio. Okay, for tomorrow, Sarah, make a note. Can we download the YouTube clip that will prove to you that the X-Men theme song and Whitney Houston's I'm Your Baby Tonight are the same song?
Little mashup. I bet certainly YouTube has provided this for us. Certainly. Many people on YouTube have been like, hey, this mashup.
100%. We have to download it. So that's my note. Can we download that? Okay. And this is great. Mirror Man giving us our first question of the morning on this very wonderful Thursday. Who is your favorite X-Men character? Who is your favorite X-Men? So Get On Uppers to chime on in. You can say whoever it is, say is the magic word, or you can type it over on the YouTubes. I'm sure. I feel like X-Men is such a household name at this point between the movies, the cartoon show. Everyone's got to have a favorite, even if you're just like, that bald guy or that guy with the claws.
I like that one guy a whole heap. And I would love to say good morning to the rest of our Get On Uppers. We got Merman in the chat. We got Stacy in the chat. We also have London, Christina, Physical Goose, no name, which I'd love to see. Sour Chimpanzee. That's funny. Doug and Moral Peacock. I like the adjectives with the animals. They make me laugh. But I will say this is I also want to be best friends with you with your actual name. So if you want to change your name, again, Jam just told you how you do it. You go into the chat, you say, change my name to Renee. And then we'll be able to have best friendship based on a real name. Easy as that.
We'll know each other. We'll know each other. We'll know each other so well. And even if your name, you're like Physical Goose, that's not my name. I want to be more intimate with Renee and Jam. You can be like, say, my name is Storm, which Storm looks like Miraman said, Storm. I like Storm. When they call her Professor X, I always wanted to. Yes, Storm is great. Great character. I have to say, my favorite X-Men character, when me and my best friend, we would play X-Men, he would be Storm and I would be Rogue. Rogue was my favorite. I love flying. I love punching, and I love like women. And I just was like, look at this lady who flies around and punches. Now, caveat, in the comics, Rogue's actual power, she can steal other people's power, so she touches them, and she's actually really never learned how to control her power. And so she touches you, she's like, whoop, puts you in a coma and took your power. What happened was, when Rogue first showed up to the scene, she was on the Brotherhood side, which was like Magneto, Mystique, and they were like, hey, go take that lady's power. Do you know who that lady was?
I do not. No.
Miss Marvel, aka Captain Marvel. So boy, did they get into it. She took her power, put Miss Marvel in a coma, and that's how Rogue had the power and the ability to fly around, and she was really strong. And then she went to the good side.
That sounds like Greek mythology. I love that origin story.
Really
They're all based in that. They're the evolution of such a thing. Okay, well, I love it.
And Tim, Tim is fond of Colossus. I love Colossus. And there's a arcade video game where Colossus's power, he uses his power. Really, he just turns into metal. But they're like, that doesn't really work in the game. So he would put this energy blast around him, and he would just go. And so when I think of Colossus, that's all I hear is
and Miss Piggy, right? Exactly. Should we ship them? Should we ship Colossus and Miss Piggy? Is that?
I think we're doing it right now. Renee, do you have a? Miraman, just want to shout out that our producer Sarah said that she wants to be BFFs with Miraman. She just,
of course. Absolutely. I mean, yes, with all of the Get On Uppers. Okay, you know what? I'm going to do myself a little favor, because the only X-Men that I can guarantee you I know is Wolverine, which is great. And obviously I love Hugh Jackman. But let me get a little picture pulled up. Let me see who else we got here. Okay, that's a lot of Wolverine. But I feel like there was, what movie? Let's play a game called What Movie Was This that I watched. So there's a big campus. Everyone's a teen, and they're discovering their powers. And then they're going to school to like train them, and they're having a little bit of trouble. Which movie is that?
I mean, it's kind of the premise of X-Men is they're always doing that. They're always. I mean, Professor X runs the school for the gifted, so they're training their powers. I mean, there was the first one, there was the second one.
Who throws fire?
One. Oh, yes. Pyro. Oh, you like the Pyro? You like the fire guy?
A little kid. Okay, maybe it was. You know what, Miraman? Which one was that? Yeah, I think Tim is right. I think that was First Class.
Oh, First Class. Yeah. Oh, good job, Tim. Good job, Tim. Yeah, they really didn't know how to use their powers because this was the First Class. Xavier's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
This is it. This is what I watched. I watched X-Men First Class, and I enjoyed myself. I liked it. Yeah. Okay.
You know who's also in that? Young Zoe Kravitz is in that movie as well. They had Michael Fassbender played Magneto. You had Jennifer Lawrence playing Mystique for some reason.
This all sounds right.
There you go. I also, Miraman, I appreciate the sharing this fact. I had no idea, and this makes sense. Miraman really likes Professor Xavier because Professor Xavier is in a wheelchair, and Miraman said, "I am also disabled." So seeing this amazing hero, this guy leading this team for the gifted. That is so cool. I love that. One thing I love about the X-Men, like, and I think why so many people connect with them is that they always had such a diverse roster of
Right.
people. Even just from the beginning, the idea was always, especially in the 70s, when they got to the 70s, they were like, all right, we're getting folks from all over.
Right.
There was Sunspot, who I think was from Japan, or was he from Brazil? I don't know. Okay. I'm not very familiar with Sunspot. But they had all these different people from all these Nighthawk, who was of indigenous. There's all these different people. And so people were able to see themselves in this diverse group of people. Whereas like you have a lot of like, I mean, you know, Warner Brothers, it took them a while to get, you know, a Black Lightning over there or something like, but it was always like black something. But in X-Men, they were able just to, you know, Storm wasn't like Black Weather Lady. She was just Storm.
She's just being Storm. Storm just being Storm. Incredible. Maybe. Gosh. Okay. Well, no, you know what? I'm getting the cart too far before the horse because we have Fast and the Furious after we do all of Marvel. But then maybe we can do X-Men. Would you be up for X-Men? Is that a passion with which you'd want to partake in?
Man, that'll be confusing. Sure. Yes. Yeah. X-Men just very challenging because they messed up their timeline is all over the place, but we can figure it out. Yeah. We can absolutely
can I be honest? What would help me more than watching the movies is a deep dive once a week into one superhero. Tell me who they are, how they got here, what their favorite topping on pizza is.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe we can just the topping. Just the topping. And Raymond pointing out they're going to fix it and put them in the timeline soon.
Okay.
Definitely. Because now Disney owns it and they're like, okay, we got to make sense of this mess that you've created over here, Fox. Right. Yeah, what are y'all doing over here? Why is this movie here? And then you tried to retcon that, but now that doesn't make sense. Oh, well, all right.
Right.
Well, okay. We will sort it out. Also, but what Renee doesn't know is that this Marvel movie rewatch with them continuously releasing more movies and TV shows might take longer than we thought.
Never gonna end. Okay. All right. Like, and I'm up for it. I think that sounds great. And Raymond, we are so happy to have you here. I think this might be one of your first times that we're getting to chat with you. This is great. It sounds to me like you are also a Marvel superhero X-Men type of person, and you are welcomed here because I know nothing but have a lot of enthusiasm, and JAM knows everything.
She does. Together we know a lot. All right. Okay. Let's get into the agenda for today. Like we're at a Zoom meeting. All right. So we're going to jump into Thirsty Thursdays here in a moment. What are y'all thirsting for? What are you excited for? And also we'll have a celebrity birthday quiz. Celebrities, they have birthdays just like us. We're going to quiz you on all these people. And then look at this. On the heels of Renee's hit deep dive into National Jeans Day, where she told us how jeans and specifically Levi's went down
Thank you.
We all learned a dark path, a deep path of Levi's. But what about Oshkosh? Oddly enough, I had a dream that I was wearing my Oshkosh bagoshes. There are photos of me wearing Oshkosh bagoshes. Anyways, well, if you've ever wondered, well, how did Oshkosh bagosh get there started? Well, you're going to find out today. Renee's going to walk us through it. And we've got some thriving Thursday. And don't you worry.
Did not know that was my segment. I will be checking that out. That sounds wonderful. I will look forward to such a thing. Sounds great.
It's linked in the doc. You just we can go over it together. Well, Renee and I will.
Well, no, you learned about that yesterday. When you jump on my segment, I lose my mind. We'll get there. It's gonna be fine.
Something's gonna happen. We're all gonna learn about Oshkosh bagosh in one way.
I love it.
I love it. We've also got some Thriving Thursday news, or just some news that is happening, and it might be thriving, it might be not. We'll figure it out, and we'll play some this or that. We want to close out with some Thankful Thursday as well. Yes.
I could not love any of this more. This all sounds absolutely wonderful. I am curious if we will be beginning with what are you thirsty for, JAM? How are you feeling?
We are doing it. So it is Thursday. What are you thirsty for? What are you thirsty for? All right. So the way this works, welcome to Thirsty Thursdays, everybody. We want to know what are you looking forward to is really how we should say it, but it's more fun with the alliteration. What are you looking forward to? What are you like? Oop, I see this on the horizon. I am thirsty for this. Share it in the chat. All you have to do is say, I am thirsting for the weekend, Maybe it's going to the weekend's concert or maybe the actual weekend. Please share with us in the chat. What are you thirsty for? Get on uppers. We're looking to hear from you. But Renee, in the meantime, while they're telling Alexa what to say, what about you?
What about me? What am I thirsty for? What am I? You know, I am now back. I got myself all backed up on all the shows to watch. So there is the series finale of Better Things, and I'm curious if you do this or Get on Uppers. Do you do this when a show that you love is ending? Do you watch that finale immediately, or do you kind of hold on to it for a little bit? Because as soon as you watch, then it's over. Then it's over.
I still haven't seen the finale to Parks and Rec or Smallville.
Yeah, absolutely. Because then it's not over. It's not over in your heart. You just you hold on to it for as long as possible. I'm curious if I do that for Better Things. I don't think I will. I think I'll probably watch it. I haven't started Better Call Saul. I have so much work ahead of me. So much. Tim is saying, I am thirsty for drinks with my coworkers this afternoon, who I haven't seen IRL in a long time.
That sounds nice.
Love this. And Raymond is saying, sometimes I watch a little bit. Sometimes I watch a little bit of that finale just to sort of get a little bit of a taste. And Stacey, you're watching Killer Outbreaks on Amazon Prime, right? Is that where you said you are watching that? Or was that Netflix?
On Netflix. One of the two. It's definitely one of the two.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Raymond thirsting for the weekend. And here we got a lot of folks thirsting for the weekend. I am for myself, I'm thirsting for some sleep.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
And not bad. I could not fall asleep last night, so looking forward to that eventually. I'm also looking forward to, I think everybody, I'm looking forward to next Friday. Everyone will be getting to see the new Doctor Strange movie, and I can talk about it.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait
to be able to. Better than last time, like I had seen a screener like 2 or 3 weeks before the premiere.
Right.
And it was so like I was like, well, can't talk to anybody about this movie except the people I'm working with.
Right. Yeah, I would bet that's tricky to hold on to that secret. Are you also excited to host the red carpet? Are you looking forward to it?
I think so. I think I am. To Renee's point, I just have so many things. I don't know why I've done this to myself. Because there's so many things on my plate. It just makes it really challenging to enjoy this amazing moment that I'm in. I feel continuously like I am behind, and with my preparation, and so yeah.
Well, I can assure you right now, if we were like, oh, actually, it's now. You're ready. You're ready because you're you. You're prepared as everyone else has studied for 10 years. So I think
I have to tell you, my co-host puts me to shame. I'm so glad that I'm working with her. She's so amazing and talented. I think out of like the 28 Marvel premieres, she's done 25 of them.
Wow,
like she good. So, which is also nice to be able to lean on that of like, okay, like she's in.
You can ask the questions.
I
think like this dynamic sort of like represents that. If you have two experts, they'll start to, well, you are an expert, so this isn't really going to portray, but I think it's good to have different dynamics that I think you can be like the fun one who you can be the fun one.
I'm just here. I know some stuff, but like, man, she knows her stuff, and it's really inspiring to work with her. She's incredibly talented. Tamara Karinsky, such amazing talent. Love her. So great working with her. Okay, what else? Oh, yes, and you were right, Renee. Stacey is watching it on Amazon Prime Videos, and yeah, there it is.
I love it.
And look at this, Doug today going out with the granny.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good time. Going out with Nana. My I think I've told this story a few times, but I will continue to tell it because I love it so much. My Nana obviously grew up in the Depression, and we could not go anywhere without her borrowing something from the restaurant, and not in a like. She was so generous. She was so kind. She was so loving. But we would go to Olive Garden, and she would just fold it was a cloth napkin. She would take the breadsticks as we were leaving, and she would just like pull it together and then put that in her purse. And then we would be ready to go, which is so sweet. Or if she liked a little salt shaker on the table, she would act like she'd be honest. She would just like, do you all need 2 of these? I don't think you do. Take it with her is delightful. So I hope that your Nana is also light sprinkled of kleptomania.
Taking things. Listen, she's lived a life. She's paid her dues.
Yep.
This is hers. She helped build this world we're all standing in. I love to see it. All right, it is time for Happy Birthday Celebrities. Happy Birthday Celebrities. Happy Birthday. Wow.
I can't wait.
Here it is, April 28th. I can't decide if April is flying by or just lingering around, but
are we still in April? Then it's lingering. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You're not that long, April. You only got 30 days.
Like, what are you doing? You sure have done a lot in your short time here. April.
Yeah, I think it's the month that almost broke me. Almost. All right. Here we go. All right. So here it is. Oh, look at this. Doug's granny, 89 years old. 89 years old.
Aw, Nana. That's good. That's fun.
Yeah.
April, get out of here.
Oh man. Ooh, Sarah, make a note. Yes. I have a meme that I'd like to share with everybody about May.
Okay.
For tomorrow.
I love it.
All right. And it's not the meme you're thinking about because we don't.
It's gonna be May. Are you sure?
Nope, we don't do that.
It's gonna be May. It's not. It's gonna be May.
It's absolutely not, because I don't care for Justin Timberlake because I think he's a garbage person. So I have moved on. Oh, are you in for a treat tomorrow, Sarah? Please make a note, remind me to get you this meme. It is going to change everyone's life, and you're going to realize, oh my goddess, we've been doing it wrong this entire time. There was somebody else letting us know about May. It was right in front of our face.
This whole time. Okay. The reason I was annoying about it is because I find it annoying. I'm trying to win your favor back. I don't like it when people post it. I don't like it.
Well, I was posting it for years, and then people were like, wait a minute, there's this other one that we've been, and I'm like, oh yeah. No, we want to do it tomorrow, Sarah. Great question. Sarah's like, do you want to do it? Nope, we want to do it tomorrow because tomorrow will be our last April show. That will be true.
Perfect.
Be too late to do it on Tuesday. All right, everybody, guess what? It is today. We got caught up. Look at that. Until Thursday, we got here.
Hey, we did it.
Jessica Alba turning 41.
Yeah,
Jessica Alba turning 41. All right. Oh, this is great. Renee, right up your alley.
I'm listening. Let's hear it. Let's go.
Tell me. And Doug, Sunday would have been your late father's 65th birthday. Oh, we will celebrate him as well. Like, oh man.
I love it. I love it.
Let's see. And then Doug also saying good morning, Tugboat. Almost
forgot. Thank you. He says good morning as well. He's being a pill this morning.
Oh, Renee. Here we go. All right, here we go. Jessica Alba, love her so much. Played a dancer in this hit 2000s movie.
Yeah. We loved it. And
if you've never played Celebrity Birthdays before, you're like, how do we play? We are a trivia game about celebrities who are born today, celebrating their birthdays. If you want to participate and you want to guess an answer, you can say into your device what you think the answer is, or type it on the YouTubes as well. And look at that, Tim chiming on in, getting an answer in.
Yes, let's see it. Did Tim get it right? Let's see. Yep. Yeah, Tim. Nice work. Good job. Tim's always right. I love this movie. I remember loving this movie. I wonder if I'd love it if I went back and watched it.
Would you like to share with the rest of the class the name of this movie?
Just tell everyone. Well, I wanted more people to chime in. I was stalling in case somebody else also wanted to give the right answer.
You're just gonna go off about this movie. Like, okay, great. Renee, what is the answer? Tim said, okay, great. All right. Well, next question.
All right. Do you want to say what it is? The movie was called Honey, and we loved it.
I don't, you know what? I feel like I think I've seen this movie, but I don't. I was obsessed with this movie, but I also don't know that I've seen it. Because I love Jessica Alba. I love dance, but I also don't know if I ever made it to the theaters. I just know there is a moment where Missy Elliott is needing a backup dancer, and she's like, I need honey. And that's what she says.
And then honey arrived. I have not met Jessica Alba in person, but I had a friend who so when I say the name Jessica Alba, I think of this. So it's just connected in my brain. But maybe a friend who was a server or something was just like, that is not real. That face, that is something otherworldly. That was insane what just happened to me right now. Like, it just was, her beauty is so much that he was like angry. He's like, I don't know what that was, but that wasn't real. So it's nice. Yeah, imagine being so beautiful. People are mad.
People are mad at you. This is a follow-up question. I think that maybe someone in the audience might know, but can you name the short-lived TV series that was produced by James Cameron? It was on Fox for 2 seasons. She was playing a woman who kicks. She was doing some fighting.
I remember it. I don't remember what it was called, though.
Went on for 2 seasons. I was devastated when it was canceled. Went on for 2 seasons. She was kicking around. And this is great because I think this came on Mondays and then Buffy came on Tuesdays. And I was like, perfect.
Dark Angel, Tim says.
Stacey,
can we get a ding, ding, ding?
Dark Angel is the answer. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, it was Dark Angel. And yeah, it was sort of like she and 13 other kids were taken into this like secret like agency to be like these like spies, assassins, and they ended up breaking out, but she had this barcode on her and they were like trying to find all the other kids, and they had like super strength and superpowers, but she played like a delivery driver, like a bike messenger. It was in the like desolate future. Yeah.
Oh wow. Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
She was just the baby in that show because that was like 20 plus years ago. So yeah, she was like 20, just being like, "Hi, I'm Dark Angel."
Just a little one, making people angry in Los Angeles. Love it. Yeah.
All right.
These days, she's like very philanthropic. Yeah.
That's kind of thing that she's doing. But she also is doing. She has a TV show with Gabrielle Union. I think it's still running. I know it's gone for at least 2 seasons, but it's a spinoff from Bad Boys. So Gabrielle Union was in. It's called LA's Finest. I think it's on Netflix. It used to be on Spectrum. Remember when everyone was trying to do a network and like special programming, like Spectrum, and people like, no. But I think it's like on Netflix now. But it's called LA's Finest, and it's a spinoff from Bad Boys because Gabrielle Union on Bad Boys 2, she plays, I think, Martin Lawrence's sister, who's like a DA agent or cop. And so then Gabrielle Union was approached if she wanted to do her own show, and she's like, the only person I want to do this with is Jessica Alba. And Jessica's like, I'm getting too old for this. And she jumps back in Lethal Weapon style.
Interesting. The internet is saying that it was canceled because it was based on 2 cops, and the premiere was right around the time of the George Floyd protest. And there was like,
that makes sense. Propaganda. Yeah, I could see Gabrielle Union being like, all right, we're not doing this. And I think that's why I wanted to watch it because I love those 2, but I also was like,
Right. Yeah.
All right. Penelope Cruz turned 48 today. Wow.
Happy birthday, Penelope Cruz. Penelope
Cruz. She was named after this song. There is a song that she was named after. Can we name the song and maybe the artist?
Sure. Cruising on a Sunday afternoon. Is that?
Ooh.
No, it's not.
I don't think that's for her last. Well, her first name, her name, Cruz is her last name.
Yeah, no, I know.
You know what I love when she was dating Tom Cruise? These are my air quotes here.
Sure, Cruz.
Yes, if they would have gotten married, she would have been Penelope Cruz.
That's fun. I'm having a good time with that. I like it. Okay, let's see. I thought it was funny.
Look at that. Raymond thought it was funny. I'm like, okay, lady.
Raymond and I get it.
Wrap it up here.
A song with Penelope. I don't know a song with Penelope. Let's see. What do we got? I think I can't think of a song with Penelope or Penny. Okay. Yeah, Jim, we're gonna need some help with this.
All right, I will help you out. The song is Penelope by Joan Manuel Serrat.
Okay, Sarah, make it up. That'll be my Wednesday jam of the week. Sounds good.
Oh my gosh. My favorite is what movie I really love that she's in with Tom Cruise, and Cameron Diaz, Vanilla Sky. That movie is so weird and trippy. I love that movie so much. And Penelope Cruz has this line, just keeps going, we'll be together in another life when we are both cats. She just keeps saying that. When we are both cats.
Okay. All right. I will check it out. So wait, is that a recommendation or that's my affiliation?
My affiliation. But also it's a great movie. She's also in the 355 with Jessica Chastain, Lupita Nyong'o, late super spy ladies who kick. You know how I feel about it.
Great. Perfect.
Oh my gosh. How did this happen? Okay. Harry Schum Jr. is turning 40.
Okay.
What? What? I'm blown away. So he is 1 year younger than Jessica Alba, although we did not get introduced to him on television until 10 years after her playing Dark Angel in the 2000s. But can you name the diva that he was? So he was in Glee, right? So we know him from Glee.
Yes, I remember him from Glee, right?
Which was about 10 years ago. No, over 10 years ago. So he must have been, he was Gabrielle Cortezing this, like Gabrielle Cortez from 90210, who played Andrea Zuckerman, who was 30 when they were doing the high school show. Yeah. She looked 30.
She looked great. Yep.
Okay. Harry Schum Jr. was a backup dancer for this famous diva.
Gosh, that's such a good question. I wouldn't. No, okay, so a diva. I feel like you would be losing your mind if the answer was Beyonce, but maybe you also are an extraordinary actor. So let's see. Ooh, I like that. Raymond saying Britney Spears. Raymond, I don't not like that. I think that I like that a lot is an easier way to say that. Tim is saying J-Lo. These are good. Okay. We're going to go with Britney Spears and J-Lo.
Okay.
That is our final answer.
Double dipping. The answer was Beyonce.
Hey, so okay. Well, together as a team. And kudos to your acting. Kudos, like you kept that close to the vest. Very good job.
Well, also just really highlighting, Raymond, you've also seen Vanilla Sky. The movie is weird. Raymond said the movie is weird. I only see the weird ones. It is what a treat of a movie. It was Beyonce and his co-star. Oh, what was her name? Brittany something. She played Brittany S. Pierce on. She was the other dancer. She also worked with Beyonce. She you can see her when Beyonce does Single Ladies. Beyonce does a Single Ladies live, she's there dancing around, and she also helped teach the Single Ladies dance to the cast because she was like, oh, I've been on tour with Beyonce, so we want to do Single Ladies for this number. I'll go ahead and teach everybody.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yes. Big fan for Glee, as we were talking about the other day. It's hard to rewatch because of just all the Glee curse and it's hard to rewatch, but it's a nice time capsule. Would you look at this? This is our last one for today. It's Jay Leno's 71st birthday.
All right. Happy birthday to Jay Leno, 71st.
Made his first TV appearance on this show. Made his first TV appearance as a comedian on this show.
My guess is going to be Johnny Carson, because then he would have taken it over, and that's an adorable loop. Stacey, I love it. The Britney Spears show is also a good option. What else? I think, does everyone agree? We think maybe The Tonight Show? Yeah, Tim, I thought so too. Tonight Show. Let's see. I think, Tim and I are going to go with The Tonight Show.
Okay, let's check the list. Show me The Tonight Show. Stacey, cue our sound effect, because ding, 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 ding. Here's Johnny. Yeah, and then he ended up taking over.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
And then stealing it in cold-hearted revenge from Conan. I don't like this man.
Tell me more.
Happy
Unpack
birthday.
this. Want to welcome Expensive Falcon, Kia, Irma, and No Name, who've also joined the show. And a big thank you to all the folks who were participating in that trivia game. That was a lot of fun.
Great.
Thank you to Tim, Stacy, Raymond, Mirror Man, all of y'all for joining in on the fun. That was, and Doug, thank you so much. That was fun. That was a fun celebrity birthday. And for folks who have just joined, and if you're, welcome to get on up right here on Backchannel. I'm James Arthur M, your morning jam, and you got Renee Colvert over there
right here. That's me.
Apparently I won't let her introduce herself.
Nah, that's all right.
Well, this is great. I will gonna keep this show ongoing, but if your name is No Name, don't you worry. You can change it by just going change your name. You can change it to anything. And if you want to get involved in the conversation, you just say is the magic word, and boom, 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 you're involved in the conversation. Wait a minute. Raymond is Mirror Man? Did we just have an alias moment of reveal secret identity to us? Well, I feel so honored.
This is
that
very
checks out.
exciting.
Well, hi, Raymond. Officially. Look at that. We're getting
Raymond. That feels so superhero-y to me. I am Mirror Man. That's exciting.
I am Mirror Man.
So good. All right, Raymond / Mirror Man. Thrilled to have you here.
Hello, guys. It's me. It's like he took off the mask and was like, it's me.
Delightful.
We love it. All right. Okay. It is time for a Throwback Thursday. Throwback. Look at that. Tim said a Shyamalan twist, like an M. Night Shyamalan twist. Really?
Yeah.
Right there.
Poor Shyamalan's just taking notes right now, watching the show.
Like, oh, he's like, I haven't had a hit since the kid who saw dead people. It's been a while. It's so wild how, he did one or two good movies and we just let him continue making, I don't know, they just keep let him make movies, giving him money.
I think, we do that quite a bit. So sorry. Guys, guess what day it is? Take a guess. Take a step.
Trash Thursday. Get out the trash because it's Thursday.
Today. Throwback Thursday and Trash Thursday. Always clean. Yes, exactly. There's not much trash around here because it's always taken out, which I am grateful for. Grateful.
I'm also thankful for my Oshkosh bagashes.
Yes. First, let's get a basis of sort of
how do we
general. We're all on the same plate. So Oshkosh bagash was clothes that we wore as kiddos. Was it always overalls? We were always wearing some cutie pie overalls.
Mine was overalls. Mine was overalls. How about you? You got an uppers. Did anybody wear Oshkosh bagashes? I really wish. I know that there was a photo that exists of me wearing Oshkosh bagashes. I wish I would have brought it up, but I was too busy watching a movie.
Right, as you should. You're doing your work. You have 8,000 jobs. And you were busy doing that. So we'll put a pin in. We would love to see your Oshkosh bagashes, but it doesn't have to be today. It doesn't have to be today.
To be continued.
Sarah, our incredible producer, has found the history for us. And as I take a brief scan, I will tell you that it is the origins, as most things in America are based in our Native Americans, our people who were here before us. And they're labeling these people by what this article seems to think their tribe was. So if I am wrong, I am sorry. And forgive me. And we will issue retractions and corrections if there is a better name for these folks.
All right.
Here we go. Oshkosh is located in the eastern shore of Lake Winnebago. That the excitement of that sentence alone is so fun for me. I got to say Oshkosh and Winnebago in one sentence. I'm having the best time over here. It is halfway between the Fox Cities and Fond du Lac in Winnebago County, which is in Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's what this sounds like. Look at that. Yes, this is part of Wisconsin's history. Do we have any cheeseheads out there or Wisconsinites? This is for you. I would know this.
Thank you. We know. We know. The Ho-Chunk Indians lived on the site of the modern Oshkosh for centuries before white settler Webster Stanley arrived in 1836. Within months after his arrival, Stanley had established a trading post, a tavern, and an inn. Of course he did.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. This all sounds right. I think, are we about to boycott Oshkosh?
Yeah, I'm glad. Actually, I don't have a single photo of me in Oshkosh, actually. I don't need to show you that photo at all.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I am delighted that a celebration piece immediately became a takedown piece within 2 sentences. So let's take down Oshkosh. Here we go. More than 100 people lived in the area by 1840, and soon the villages of Brooklyn on the south side of the Fox River and Athens on the north merged and officially adopted the name Oshkosh after the Menominee chief who was around quite some time ago. So, okay. So this white guy comes in.
Yes.
Takes it over, but claims the name.
He's like, I love that name. That's fun to say. All right. Well, we're going to take this land and take your name as well.
Okay. Jam, do you want to do the honor? We'll go paragraph. We'll swap paragraphs and we'll sort of work through it.
Okay. So then what happened then is that they're, as Renee was saying, they're right around the Fox River, over into, so the Fox River, empties into Lake Winnebago at Oshkosh. And essentially this provided the city with the power to build lumber and all these different mills and things like that. And so they're able to build furniture and equipment factories. This is the industrial boom is about to start kicking off here. And Morris firemen built the city's first sawmill in 1847. Within several years, sawmills, they lined the Fox River. And then, unfortunately, though, remember that Great Chicago Fire? We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. Yeah. Well, the Great Chicago Fire of 1871 proved a boon to Oshkosh's lumber trade, as much of the lumber used to rebuild the city. So they burnt down the city. Sad for Chicago. Great for the city, the town people of Oshkosh, because they needed more wood to rebuild that city. I feel like it's so weird because there's also the great earthquake and fire of 1906 here in San Francisco. So it's so interesting. All these cities, not know what they were doing. Things were just burning and falling. So they rebuilt, and then by 1873, there were 24 sawmills, 15 shingle mills. I don't think that shingles. She's got shingles. And 7 sash and door factories. Wow. A sash factory.
Excuse me.
Okay. So these are all in operation in Oshkosh named Sawdust City. It sounds like there was I feel like I can fast forward a little bit here for us. Oh wait, there was a strike here. Okay, so we want to get to that strike. Okay,
sure.
Okay, here's what I imagine probably happened. They were like, we need clothes to wear in these mills.
Sure, they can help. Let's put them to work. Let's force them to work. Of course they would. So obviously this happened because of politics. So in 1856, they elected this terrible Republican governor, and it was contested because he was bad. It went to the Supreme Court, and ultimately they overturned it to have a Democratic incumbent. So that sort of helped things. But in the summer of 1859, 1,500 Oshkosh workers formed a union because they were like, none of you guys know what's going on. None of you are treating us properly. And that launched a strike that lasted for 14 weeks. Many women participated in the strike, which is impressive because normally you can't, by throwing eggs and bags and pepper. Deputies. Now the bags, I think we all see how that happened. You're grocery shopping. We understand. So you throw your eggs, and then you're like, oh, and pepper, and then you're like, and while I'm at it, I see exactly how that happened. That's how bags get thrown.
Or and then you throw the bread from the Olive Garden that you took as well.
Exactly. So none of this sounds good, Jam.
Oh, don't you worry. It's gonna get good. Okay. So on November 21st, 1968, the University of Wisconsin Oshkosh was rocked by Black Thursday. Why is it gonna be black? As protesters occupied the president's office demanding, now I know why it's gonna be black. Okay. You know why they were demanding? on Black Thursday that more Black teachers, classes on African American history, Black speakers on campus, and a Black cultural center. They're like, we need more of this in 1968. And nearly 100 student protesters were arrested.
Yeah. Okay.
But here we get to the good, when you're like, this is great. Learning about the town of Oshkosh. How did they get the clothes? Well, Renee's going to tell you.
Let's get to it.
You know the history of the town.
Sure. Okay, so that's how that happened. Oshkosh is probably best known for Oshkosh Bagosh, a factory of overalls, adult working clothing, and children's clothing founded in 1895. Oshkosh is also the home of EAA Air Venture Oshkosh, which we're all familiar with. I'm sorry that I wasted your time telling you that because we all know. Yeah, obviously, yes. Few of us are familiar with the overalls. We're all much more familiar with EAA Air Venture Oshkosh, the world's largest air show.
Oh.
The air show is held in the Whitman Regional Airport, named for Oshkosh aviator S.J. Whitman. Mm-hmm. Great. So we've learned a lot about the city.
Oh my gosh, this is great. Thank you, Sarah. But actually, Sarah, if you go to Oshkosh.com, there's just one line. I got one line. Let's see if this helps out. So, as you just said, I don't know if you're going to add in any more details. So, when you go to OshkoshBagosh.com, Oshkosh Bagosh was founded, as Renee just pointed out, in 1895. It was Wisconsin's. I lost the story. This website is bad.
Okay.
Wisconsin. So Wisconsin is a manufacturer of hickory striped denim bib overalls for railroad workers and farmers. And it was the brilliant idea of designing a print-sized version for the children of these customers that gave Oshkosh Bagosh its true meaning and purpose. So that's why that's why you really don't find a lot of adults running around in Oshkosh Bagosh. Obviously started in the town there in Wisconsin. I do wish we could find out how. Oh, you know what's so interesting about this website? It's on a white background. So here's what's fun about this website. I'm on the Oshkosh.com, and the writing is in white and the background is in white. So you have to highlight.
That's funny. That's very funny.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. Yeah. I'll take it. Yeah.
So their whole entire thing is that they were like, we decided to never grow up after 117 years. We decided that, we're just going to focus on the kids. And then I don't know if you know this, but in 2005, we're going deep about Oshkosh Bagosh today. They joined the Carter's family of brands. So that was the thing that happened. I'm not sure I don't think the Carters, like Beyonce Knowles Carter, but there it is.
Look at that. And then if you go to Wikipedia, it's saying that Oshkosh Bagosh became known for its children's clothing, especially the bibbed overalls. And the origin of that is that they wanted the kiddos to dress like their dads. So they were trying to make a little pop and me outfit. But then that sort of like overtook the popularity of it. And they're like, oh, these are much better for kids. But that's how they started working with kids, is because the kids want to look like their dads, which is very cute.
There we go. We want these kids to look like workers. So they can get ready. All right. Well, that is a story that you learned about the town of Oshkosh,
the town of Oshkosh Bagosh came to be.
Oh man. All right. Well, that's what happens when Renee and I both are sight reading an article together.
Very funny. But we still learned something. That's how Oshkosh came to be. So that's great. Going forward, then we'll read
not
it
everything in throwback is gonna be, birds and Debbie Reynolds. Wait, who is Little Debbie?
Little Debbie, exactly. You still are. You're still remembering it. You're still remembering.
Oh my God!
It.
Yeah.
Yep. And you're gonna remember why the jeans are made with copper thread going forward. You're gonna know things. You know things.
Look at Raymond. Another topic, please. What? You didn't want to learn about the history of the town
Raymond,
of Oshkosh,
Wisconsin? You're not wrong. That was
ratings have never been higher. All right, we are gonna move it along as it has been requested here. In just a moment, we're gonna get to some thriving news. But actually, I'm really glad that we talked about these stories about Raymond. No, thank you. Not Oshkosh Bagosh.
That's fair. That's fair, Raymond.
But it's good that we learned about the story about unions, because it's going to come into handy about some stories that I'm going to talk about in a moment.
Yes, please.
But
I'd love to hear it.
just welcome. We're about almost halfway through the show, and we want to welcome everybody to Get On Up. If you just joined, we've got some folks who joined in the last few minutes. A Tedious Elephant, Robin, Kate, welcome to the show. Big thanks to Raymond, formerly known as Mirror Man, Tim, Stacy, Doug, for joining in on the conversation. If you want to join in the conversation, you just use say is the word, and you're able to join on in. Also, it really helps that if you haven't done so, go ahead to go to backchannel.tv. That is BACKCHANNEL.TV to leave a review so more folks can find us.
I love it. I love it. Yes, please. Thank you.
All right, let's get to some news here. So, got some stories for you. This first one, as soon as I can find it here, I know I put it
all right,
here.
It's coming up.
All right. Great. So this first one is about Harvard. Y'all know about Harvard, right? You've heard about them. You know it's a university. Okay, here is what's going down for my first story. So Harvard has pledged $100 million to redress its ties to slavery. So in an email to students, faculty, and staff, the school's president said, Harvard benefited from and in some ways perpetuated practices that were profoundly immoral. Consequently, I believe we bear a moral responsibility to do what we can to address the persistent corrosive effects of these historical practices on individuals, on Harvard, and our society. So what happened was this announcement was made. There was a report by the university itself called Harvard and the Legacy of Slavery, and this was made public just this week. And the report chronicled how a lot of the university's founding wealth came from patrons whose fortunes came directly from slave labor. So many of those patrons gave their names to halls and dorms that students and staff on campus are still using today. And the report also revealed that multiple Harvard presidents, faculty, and staff enslaved more than 70 individuals when slavery was legal. It was legal in Massachusetts. So, there's slaves up in the North still. And the records in the report include the names of prominent figures who did this, alongside the ways that they were memorialized on campus, buildings, paintings, professorships, streets, just like their names are just all over the place. And so so there's that is happening. And so maybe you asked, I said there was $100 million. You might be asking, what is that going to go towards? So Harvard is creating an endowed legacy of slavery fund. It's designed to research and memorialize the university's history of slavery and work with the descendants of Black and Native people who were enslaved there, as well as their broader communities. And Harvard's not alone in this. There are other schools who've been acknowledging their history with slavery as well. And I mean, it's a little slow moving. Harvard's actually kind of like a little bit late in the game, with this, but better late than never, because there are other universities also have done this as well, like Georgetown University. Their Jesuit leaders pledged 100 million. And there was also, this last year, it was to benefit the descendants of 272 enslaved people who were sold to cover the school's debts. So, these debts. Slaves, only slaves. And also Brown University started examining their ties to slavery back in 2003, so decades ago. And then last year, undergrads there overwhelmingly voted for the school to give reparations, though Brown has not followed through yet. So there are over 80 schools in US, Canada, and England who are doing the same, examining their own histories. But Harvard, I mean, it has one of the largest endowments. Just last year they reached 53 billion, and that actually is up 23% over the last year of the pandemic. And so when Harvard does something, people really pay attention to it. So it's and then again, they have this huge endowment. So really amazing that Harvard's doing the right thing here.
That's good. Good job, Harvard. Okay. Do you have any notes though? Could they do better, or you feel like, nope, this is how you do it?
Well, it's a step in the right direction. I think, I think it's a step in the right direction. I think usually Harvard, does right. I think that they understand, even they are involved in this affirmative action case that is being presented up to the Supreme Court that will probably, with this current makeup of the court, strike down affirmative action in our bare own eyes and generation. But I think Harvard will still make moves to ensure that they have a diverse campus, because they know that, diversity, everybody wins when there's just more ideas and more people from different backgrounds and areas. It strengthens, the data shows 87% increase in better decision making by businesses when they have strong roots in diversity.
I love that. Okay. That sounds to me like that is thriving news.
I would say so. I think I did it right. I think I did it right.
You nailed it. You do it right every single time. Every single time. I would love to tell you about this sort of continued fallout of Warner Brothers acquiring Discovery, acquiring all the things that are affiliated. And by fallout, I just mean when all of these sort of enormous companies are consolidating all of the networks that they have, it makes sense that we're sort of going to take a look at everything. We're going to see what should be there, what should not. But within this, they also, what enveloped it was also TBS and TNT. So they made an announcement yesterday that they were pausing the entire scripted department, which is curious.
Wow.
So it is not great for anyone who just sold a script to TNT or TBS. It's not great of how that's going to go. Theoretically, maybe once they do an assessment and they figure out, okay, you're CNN, you're going to do this and you will stream on this. TBS, you're going to do this and you're going to stream on this. TNT, you'll do this and you'll do that. But it is a little bit concerning so if we take away TBS and TNT's scripted department, what will they do if they don't have scripted TV shows? And if that leaves nothing, will they still be around? Are we just going to sort of dissolve TBS and TNT? Is that the plan? So right now, all we know is they've just paused the scripted thing. But I do think the writing is on the wall that this isn't great, which is a curious thing. Yeah,
I have to tell you, this whole Discovery Warner Brothers merger, it just, everything seems like a mess from it.
Yeah.
It all just seems like just such a mess. Get on uppers. What do we think? Do we watch shows on? And to that point too, just looking at this other article too. I mean, it's a lot of who also knew Discovery was so big that they can just be like, their name was going to envelop all of these things. Discovery, they got all this money. And so Discovery Plus is already Discovery Channel, HGTV, Food Network, TLC. And then, as Renee was talking about, Warner Brothers is HBO Max, CNN, TNT, TBS, Cartoon Network, DC Films, all of those. And yes, Tim, this is absolutely going to affect Snowpiercer, which is a huge, huge hit. Huge hit. I've been wanting to get into that show for a while, but looks like I don't need to because they're pausing it.
Yeah.
I hope they'll figure out. And again, also, we've been talking about this. Like, they're like, oh, we're going to make DC movies, but we don't really know what we're doing. We want to do what Marvel does, but just make money and not worrying about like storytelling. It's like, I don't think this is the way to go.
I don't know if that's what to do. I mean, I think it's going to be tricky. And to be fair, like any show that you're a fan of that gets canceled, you're upset about it. It just all seems very abrupt and
still upset about Dark Angel.
Of course you are, and you should be. It is
and
unfair
Fastlane.
And unjust. Yep.
Remember the Fastlane with Peter Facinelli, Bill Bellamy, and Tiffany Thiessen? They're playing cops who drive fast. Directed by Mick G.
Yes.
But it looks like, okay, I was looking at this list. So The Last OG, it's a hit with Tracy Morgan, Miracle Workers, Chad, which I have seen a few episodes of Chad. It is hilarious. What is her name? She was on SNL. She plays like a 13-year-old boy, and it's hilarious. That's the whole entire one. She plays like a teenage boy.
Oh, Yep.
She's hilarious.
Right.
This is just such a wild thing. My doppelganger, Daveed Diggs, who's in Snowpiercer, right, Tim?
It's a weird
Daveed Diggs.
That's a weird way to go. But all right, we'll take it. I guess. But yeah, I think we're all just kind of keeping our eye on what are you doing, Discovery? What's the plan there? What's going on?
They're just show reruns. No one's going to you for reruns. I'm gonna go check this out on Netflix or Amazon Prime.
Right. And again, my heart goes out to her. I think it's really, really, really hard to sell a script. And so everybody who sold a script to TNT or TBS just sort of saw that headline and went, huh. Yep. Yes.
All
I
right.
have more, but let's hear what you got.
I do too. Let me I'm gonna take the microphone. I'll give it back to you in just a moment. Here we are.
Please do.
I remember we were talking about unions, but we were talking about unions and Oshkosh Bagashin, and you know, Raymond was like, let's move it along here. It was a prequel to this. So I love you, Sarah. I just said to Sarah this morning, get me a photo, airlines.
I love it. We'll take it. Perfect.
Otherwise, what are we talking about? You know,
yeah.
You need a picture. Okay, we're talking about like unions, right? There's all these different unions. And so, all right.
Right.
So the airline workers are looking to unionize and create their own union, similar like we've seen with the Starbucks workers, Amazon workers. But Delta announced, okay, this is maybe going to start blowing your, this is going to blow your mind.
I'm ready.
So there's companies who are trying to like beat folks to the punch and be industry leaders because they don't want their workers to join a union, right? And so they're like, okay, what can we do? So Delta announced that starting June 2nd, it will begin paying their flight attendants during boarding time, making it the first major use airline to do so. So so I just like, my mind was blown because hold on, flight attendants are not paid for boarding time. No, flight attendants are only paid once the plane door is closed and all passengers are seated.
You're kidding.
They're volunteering, dealing with terrible passengers. No, it is terrible.
Absolutely not. God, so I would have walked off so fast. Yeah.
It is insane. So this might seem like a minor change, but this is huge. It's expected to, it's going to obviously increase wages. That's like an extra hour or 2 hours sometimes of pay if the flight is delayed or there's, you know, people taking their sweet time. No wonder, like, all right, everybody, let's get on, let's close these doors. All right, start the clock. And so this is essentially Delta's trying to be like, hey, look, you don't need a union over here. We got you covered. And so it's the first time, you know, something like this has happened. But workers are becoming really, really wise. There's this woman named Sarah Nelson who's kind of leading the charge on the unions, trying to unionize for the airline workers. And, you know, she was saying, first of all, like, the airline workers were caught off guard by the guidelines were being lifted on public transportation of like, oh, you don't have to wear any mask anymore. And they were like mid-flight. And when they landed, that was, you know, so there's so much confusion. You know, that rollout could have gone slower for the airlines. So, and they're just having to deal with so much. Like we've talked about it here on the show. All of the self-defense classes are sold out. There has been just such unruliness. And now passengers who were banned because they were being unruly are now being, I guess, allowed back to fly again. And so, you know, this is all happening. And so I guess what happened is why they are not paid before the doors are closed. It happened somewhere back when like there was the Fair Labor Standards Act. Flight attendants were left out of that Fair Labor Standards Act. They were just not included. So all the more reason to be so incredibly kind to your flight attendants who are volunteering for the first hour or 2 hours. They're not paid for boarding time, which is one of the worst times I think to be a flight attendant. No, you're back there.
Yeah. God. This is blowing my mind. I can't quite process any of this. How? Like, I guess the thing that I can't process is privilege is what's making me think this. But why would you stay on board with that treatment? That's incredible. Just I'm not getting paid for it, but I'll put up with you. That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, it is pretty insane. So, yeah, I think this is yes. Pay these flight attendants. The minute they put on their uniform and they get to the airport or clock in or whatever. Like as soon as they're there at the desk, it's time they're working. They're working.
Crazy. Okay, well, I don't love it.
Oh, but so this ploy that Delta's doing, a lot of folks are seeing through it. They're like, because they're seeing, there's a lot of stories right now about the union busting that's happening with like Amazon and Starbucks. And so people are seeing through this, that this is just a, union busting tactic. And so they're like, oh, I know what this is. And I'm not falling for it. So I will be joining the union.
I love it. Okay. Yeah, I am on board for that. That feels good. I like that. Do you want to go to something that doesn't really matter but is adorable?
Take me there. I want to go there.
Love to. So now on the one hand, I have opinions about this and I don't know if my opinions are correct. So the news is that Encanto, the movie that is huge, that is enormous, is going to go on tour. Now, have we had time to put that into an actual musical? Certainly not. No, but we don't want to lose the money. So they're going to go on tour with a concert. So they're going to play the movie, but then the music to the movie will be a live orchestra. So it'll be live sing-along concert. And Get On Uppers, I'm so curious what you think about this. I would imagine the people that are going to this would be kids, right? Like little sweetos who want to sing along with, we don't talk about Bruno. Will my sweet, sweet kiddos appreciate a live orchestra? Does that matter to them? I don't, or is that just because that'll be entertaining for the parents? I'm not knocking it, but I am curious of who wants this. I absolutely can get on board with a concert tour that has the characters. Maybe the characters come out first and they sing and dance, then you play the movie, and then we do intermissions and stuff. But I just think it's so interesting that a tour has been made, but the thing that they are creating to make it live is that they will be having a live orchestra. I would love to tell you about it. The tour starts this summer. It's a 32-city tour that'll start in July 18th and will hit major cities like San Diego, Houston, Phoenix, Tampa, before wrapping up on August 28th. So that is a fast tour. They're going to do it all in 2 months. So if you guys want to go see it, but I am curious, would you go to this just based off the mere fact that the music will be a live orchestra? So Jim, what I was saying is that I'm trying to figure out the demographic for this. Who's going to a live Encanto concert? And am I wrong to think it's mostly kids?
Yeah. I mean, is this just Encanto like the musical, or they're just listening to the music?
They're playing the movie, but the music will be live. So an orchestra will be like they'll be doing the score live. That was me playing the violin.
Depends the venue. I mean, could they maybe do this at the Hollywood Bowl? But is there a screen at the Hollywood Bowl? I don't know where.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But I guess the thing that I'm so interested in is that I feel like kids, like little babies, are going to want to go to this. So I think you could save yourself a fortune by not having that live band. Just get 4 or 5 characters to go along with it. So you do like an opening act and they do it. So it's a little bit like Sesame Street live. And then you can play the movie and do the thing. But I feel like you missed the mark on who your audience is going to be for this. Maybe I'm wrong, but
yeah. Well, Raymond, sorry, I almost called the Mirror Man. You're still Mirror Man to me. They said they should do it Rocky Horror style.
Yeah.
You mean have people standing in front of the movie in the way? I don't know. Maybe agree to disagree. I just that one time it's Rocky Horror, I was just like, why are they in front of this movie I've never seen before?
Yeah.
My ex-boyfriend. Boo. Boo. Boo, son. Boo, I know I broke up with you, but boo.
Yep, exactly. But yeah, it'll be or I guess another question is, Get On Uppers, if it came to your city, would you go? Is that appealing?
Did I get free tickets on the radio?
Yes.
Maybe, if I'm not doing something else.
Okay. I went to go see Love Actually live. No, right. So Love Actually, the Christmas movie, and that was like super interactive. So they had singers who they would play the movie, and then when it was time for a song, they would come in and sing, and there was a live orchestra, and it was good. I liked it, but there were no children in the audience.
So it seems like this is geared towards adults, but like the kids are gonna be the ones that are gonna really want to like partake in this. But so I see what it is that you're saying. I just don't know if kids are they into live music
I
of
don't think so.
I'm sorry, I keep circling back on this. Is anyone performing as well? The movie is playing, so there's no live anybody.
Yeah. The only live element of it is that it's live music. And though I think adults will appreciate that, the adults who will appreciate that are going to be so annoyed with the kids who are singing along to, I don't know. I just feel like, yes, capitalize on this, but no, you pick the wrong live element.
I feel like this is like me. I come over to Renee's house. I put on West Side Story. I also bring my keyboard. And I'm like, I'm going to sing as well. Just play it cool, boy. Real cool. And you're like, can I just watch the movie?
Can I just watch a movie, please? Can I just watch this movie?
Why did I bring my keyboard for West Side Story?
Very funny. Very, very funny.
It's not really a keyboard score, but I'm going to make it work.
But you brought it in and I respect it and I appreciate it. Thank you for such a thing. So that's what's going on with Encanto.
Oh, well, we love it. We love that so much. Okay. I think this is a quick little bit bop. I'm gonna do a 1-2 real quick because one is just really quick, and I think Sarah wants to make sure that we announce it to everybody. Lil Nas X is going on tour. Going on first ever long tour. You can get the tickets. It's the Long Live Montero tour. The first American leg kicks off at the Fillmore in Detroit on Thursday, September 6th. So get your tickets. It'll be wrapping up at Bill Graham Civic Auditorium in San Francisco on Sunday, October 23rd. That's in my own backyard. And Bill Graham, not a huge venue space, so which is great because it's intimate. So we love that. So then he's over to Amsterdam, Barcelona in November. So
I love it. I could not love it more. Now, Jam, I'm going to owe you so much for this. I have a dog who had a little bit of a stalling problem this morning and is now pacing.
Yes.
I hope to be back fast. And if not, I'm so sorry. Okay.
Gotcha.
The best. I love you. I'll be right back.
Take care of that. We're all good here. So no worries about that. Little Nas X is horrible. You don't know who would go. Raymond, shots fired. Well, you were talking to somebody who would go. I'm a big fan. I just recently really got into Little Nas X. I appreciate that they exist to have a Black queer rapper living their best authentic life. But you know what? Maybe not for everybody, and can be a little shock value. But I feel like Little Nas X does all of these things in a way because the joke is on the other people who are wilding over the antics that he's doing. Very much like Lady Gaga, who would just try to provoke people because she's like, okay, if I do this thing, people are going to lose their mind. And then they do. And then they're talking, and there's no such thing as bad publicity there. So tickets are on sale. Going to another story, we will talk about, I don't think this is going to surprise anybody, but the headline reads, Post-George Floyd probe finds discrimination by the Minneapolis police. You don't say. So a state investigation launched after George Floyd's murder found that the Minneapolis police engaged in a pattern of racist discrimination for at least the past decade. So this bad behavior includes stopping and arresting Black people at a higher rate than white folks and using force more often on people of color and maintaining a culture where racist language is tolerated. So it's one of those things that there tends to be a pattern of behavior. I think it's just so interesting that, of course, sometimes you need to. This happens at work. Like, unless there's like data behind it, people are like, oh, even though anecdotally, it's like I could have told you this, but they had to do some research, they had to do some digging, and they have found it. It was a 2-year investigation, and they've released the report based on a decade's worth of. Yeah, Raymond just said, "There's no surprise there." I know, no surprise there. But at least they have it. You can't argue with the data. You can't argue with the facts. This was a 2-year investigation that they did and had decades worth of information, including data on traffic stops, searches, arrests, use of force, examined police policies and training. Investigators also interviewed officers throughout the department, and overwhelmingly, they found the officers were actually being very forthcoming, which I like to hear that. I think that there is more so everyone wants to get to the bottom and the root of these things and create a society where we can all just kind of get along and collide. Police will be the first to tell you that they are responding to too many types of situations. We've talked about this before, but there are different towns and cities that are experimenting with, when they say defunding the police, what they mean is reallocating those funds to other areas that can help out. So having more social workers who can go on calls. A lot of the calls that these police are being responding to, a lot of them are mental health calls and don't require a police officer who is not necessarily trained to handle these situations. Things can escalate quite quickly. There's also, such heightened energies and sometimes things just, people have biases that they haven't unpacked. So we're not giving people the right, training that they actually really need. I think in some countries, the police have to go through really, really extensive, training. Lawyers have to go through years of training before they're able to, practice law. And I think we want to equip our police officers in the same way, but we ask them to do too much. I've seen situations, I've been involved in situations where I'm like, why was this person here? This is supposed to be a health situation, and this escalated very quickly. So that is there. Raymond, you've got to go. Well, we appreciate having you here, Mirror Man, nonetheless. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow to wrap out our weekend. And it's going to be, I'm not going to say it. It's not going to be May. You want a piece of May. We will talk about that. So we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day, Raymond. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. But still some more news stories to cover today. Look at this. There's a Selena Gomez story here in the news. Do we have any Selena Gomez fans out in the audience today? Any what do we call those? Gomies? Selena-ees? Selena. So on Tuesday, MTV Entertainment announced it'll partner with Gomez. Oh, Selena Tours coming in from Sarah, our producer. Selena Tours. I like it. Victoria, welcome to Get On Up. I am Jam here on Backchannel. We're just going over some thriving news, some good news that we saw that is happening. And we're talking about the Selena Gomez story. And Selena Gomez and Rare Beauty's Rare Impact Fund are going to host the first ever mental youth action forum with the Biden-Harris administration. This is really great news. I don't know if y'all know this, that May is also Mental Health Awareness Month. So this is just in time. And so it looks like that MTV Entertainment announced it'll be partnering with the 29-year-old to do this joint action with her makeup brand Rare Beauty's Rare Impact to host the first ever mental health youth action forum in coordination with the Biden-Harris administration. And it's going to be happening on Wednesday, May 18th in DC. So you can check that out. Again, perfect time because it's part of Mental Health Awareness Month. This will be really, really exciting. And it's also really great that we're having all of these different conversations about mental health that we just really weren't having before. So this is really exciting. Selena Gomez, Renee, is doing a joint partnership with MTV Entertainment and her Rare Beauty, Rare Impact to do a mental health awareness, mental health first ever mental health youth action forum.
I'm telling you, just good thing after good thing after good thing with this one. I think was going through a bit of a difficult time and is now like, you know what? I went through it so that you don't have to, which I love.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible. I would love to tell you how much I love you live on air. You are amazing. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. So much. You are, well, I think that's not true. I think you are the very best. And I just appreciate you so much. I was curious if we've had a chance to talk about Space Mountain. Does that come up?
No, what is going on with Space Mountain? Oh, is it also secretly a racist ride where it's like no black people in space?
The more I read it, it'll just be, oh God. So first off, before, because I read this headline and went, no, but this is for Tokyo Disneyland.
Okay.
So what I think is so interesting is that the Disneyland parks, obviously, created like in the 1960s, 70s is when our Disneyland and our Disney World came around. So our nostalgic, like Space Mountain is incredible because it's nostalgic, but it was also made 50 years ago. So when we brought Disneyland to Tokyo, we were like, and there you go, there's Space Mountain. And they were like, what is this? Why do you guys like this? This is the dumbest ride I've ever seen. I don't like it because they're used to more modern like rides that have created in the aughts in sense. So the headline reads, Space Mountain is set to close in 2024 at one Disney park, it's Tokyo Disney, to be replaced by an entirely new version of the ride. So again, it is only fair that if you don't have the nostalgia of Space Mountain, the Space Mountain probably isn't that impressive. So they're going to switch up Space Mountain and make it still Space Mountain, but a completely different ride. They'll be closing it from 2024 to 2027. So it'll be closed for 3 years. The project will cost $436 million to switch up. So I love that. And that's great for Tokyo Disney. And I also want to ride this new version of the ride. But I am begging. Please, oh, please, oh, please. Can you just make another one? Don't close down my old one. I need my old one to be there because that's fun for me. And that is deeply woven throughout my childhood. So if you can just be like Space Mountain and Space Mountain 2 is what I would love if that starts to seep into the parks over here on the old US of A. How do you feel?
Question, is this segment open for debate?
Please. It most certainly is. Yes. Genuinely, yeah.
Okay, I Space Mountain is just a roller coaster in the dark with some like little neon stickers that they've stuck around. Yeah. And also, here's the thing about like Disneyland is that all of the rides, and I think I love me a roller coaster. Yeah. All of the rides go up, 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 and then they just turn. There's no dip. They just there's no dip. They just circle around. I'm like, I get it. They're like, what is this? Where's my dip? You took me all the way up here, and there's
nothing thrilling. There's nothing thrilling. Yeah.
Oh, do you want to know some fun facts about Disneyland?
I do. I would love to hear some fun facts, but I also have a pitch for Disneyland that I want to pitch to you at some point.
Okay. I have a pop quiz for everybody. Question for you, everybody. Were Black folks originally allowed into the park when it opened in July 17th, 1955?
I'm going to be so sad. I'm about to be so sad. Yes. Please, yes. Pretty please, yes.
Yeah, actually, you're right. All were welcome to the park when it opened, but various reasons, but there were various reasons that not a lot of POCs were showing up. Sammy Davis Jr. was there at the opening day hanging out with Frank Sinatra, but they wouldn't hire Black people first. And so in 1963, they received pressure to start hiring Black people from activists, with executives responding that they would consider the request. And that's kind of the history there. But Disney's development of the parks, it was heavily influenced by the tenor and values of the Cold War politics and Disney's wish for cleanliness, safety, and order. So just a little fun fact there.
Okay. Is that fun? Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that's a good pop quiz. So with this Space Mountain dude, or are we're going to boycott Disney?
No.
Okay.
We're on it. It's good.
You know how many people I've told your fact to that Disney owns 40% of media? I did not know that. That's crazy. Yeah, that's wild.
It's 35 to 40%. It happened after the Fox merger, but because like it's just Disney already was producing so much, then Fox also producing a lot. I mean, they had like Star Wars and Avatar, and
it's very impressive. Okay, so my pitch is, I think you should make a authentic land. Disneyland. That's what I think, or like an original land, or like a grassroots land, or whatever. But it is, so it's the Matterhorn, it's Space Mountain, it's Big Thunder Mountain, it's all of the stuff that originated like before 1970 in Disneyland. And then that was, so you can go to Nostalgia Land, but then we'll make good, better stuff at all the other lands. And that is what I say.
Isn't that essentially California Adventure?
Yeah. Yeah. They're, well, no, bless California Adventure. And they are very, I think, transparent about like, but that didn't quite go the way we wanted it to. So now they're trying to revive it. It initially was a salute to California, but turns out only California can really appreciate that. So they were like, we're going to have to diversify this a little bit more. So now they've created a Marvel land and they've created a Pixar land, and it's going better.
Yeah. The Pixar land is really great. That Pixar, there's a Cars ride, which is so much fun. You race another car and it goes very fast. That one is a lot of fun. There's a giant death Ferris wheel. So when I was working at Marvel,
yes,
we did an episode I used to work on this show called Thwip, the Big Marvel Show. It was a weekly show on Marvel.com and their YouTube show. And one of the episodes was we trained to run the Marvel 10K. And so our director is like running with a camera. Like we ran the 10K, we filmed us. It's me and the two other hosts.
This is amazing.
I never run a 10K before, but trained for it. But actually, like a 10K was like not that much. It's like what, 3.5 miles. So like it was actually pretty.
10K is 6, but maybe a 5K. Is it 3?
Oh, it was a 10K. We did a.
Okay, then yeah, you ran 6 miles. Good job.
Yeah. Or was it a 5K? I don't know. Anyways, whatever it is. No, I think it was a 10K. I think I ran a 10K.
Great. And you did 6 miles. Good work. 6.2.
So we did the Marvel 10K. It was a Thor 10K. And it was great. It was good. It was we did it. But afterwards, we got to ride all these rides at Disneyland because we're part of the Disney family and we had these Disney passes. But our director, he brought his wife and his little daughter who's like 4 years old. She wanted to ride the Ferris wheel. And then we all get in. It's a giant Ferris wheel at California Adventure. It is giant. We get in the Ferris wheel. And then as soon as the doors close, we all realize none of us want to be on this ride. All of us have like a fear of heights. And I'll ride a roller coaster because it's like done. But the Ferris wheel, you get a lot of time to just contemplate how.
Yeah. Did you do the sliding one or you did the
No, just the regular one. Okay, but you're on there for like an hour because they pick the person up and then you just keep every time it would go up and then it would go back around and we're like, oh, this is it. No, we're going back up.
It was we go again. Yeah.
A miserable experience. The child was having a time of her life because she didn't know any better.
Well, that's very sweet. They have one that they put on a track. So every time the Ferris wheel moves, it swings you back and forth in a way that is, not great. And so I think a lot of people get sick on that one.
I wonder if that was the one that we were on. I just know I blacked it out. Didn't have a good time. Time. Big thank you to, we've got Morris, Cody, Happy Wolf, and Heather who've joined on in. Welcome to Get On Up. We are just doing some thriving news. And Renee, did you have another one or are we closing up the section?
I think I got one that's just real quick, but then we can wrap it up. So Andrew Garfield is going to take a little break from showbiz, which I think is okay. He obviously is our Spider-Man. He's our tick boomer. He's wonderful. But I think the award circuit sort of got to him. He's like, I just want to live ordinary for a little bit. I'm not quitting the business, but I am going to take a little break. Also, his mom died of pancreatic cancer, and then he immediately went into filming Tick Tick Boom. So this is not the article. This is me assessing him on my own. That I think you probably haven't had time to process your grief. I bet you got some personal stuff that you just kind of need to take a breath and sit with for a little bit, because his mom died in October of 2019, and then the pandemic hit. And then you went right into filming Tick Tick Boom. So I bet you, of course you need a break. So he's gonna take a little break. And I support it so long as he comes back because he's very talented.
He's incredibly talented. We can't do life without you, Andrew Garfield. He's one of my favorites. I love that man.
Me too.
He's one of my favorite Spider-Mans. All of them are my favorite except for Tobey Maguire.
That's fair. And that's more than fair. I think that's absolutely A-okay. So that's it. That's it for that. We had a lot of news today.
Well, this just in mental health and exercise. So I feel like this is good. We're approaching Mental Health Awareness Month. It's been a struggle for a lot of people recently. And I think it's just, there's a lot that's happening. People are taking on a lot. We're still in the pandemic, but we're learning to live with the pandemic, and we're going out, we're doing things. And I think people are having some different, and we also just had this massive trauma that happened, and none of us healed ourselves from the terrifying trauma that we went through. Not everybody survived.
Yeah.
And there's a report that how, this is not going to surprise you, but it's a great reminder how 15 minutes of mental health hygiene can change your whole day. So there was a report.
Ooh.
So mental health hygiene. So if you think about this, you brush your teeth twice a day, right? To keep you from having to go see the dentist. But how much are you practicing your mental health hygiene? So it turns out 15 minutes each morning to maintain your mental health is something everyone could benefit from. That's coming from a clinical psychologist in Louisville, Kentucky. They're saying that this hygiene comes from lowering levels of cortisol, which is the main stress hormone. It's an intentional daily practice for stress relief. It not only makes you feel better, but studies suggest it could improve your well-being later in life. And just getting sciencey, increased cortisol levels can lead to a number of health physical complications. So as reported in a report from 2020, it also will help you stay younger, looking younger.
I love this.
Yes. So they explained why it should be a part of your routine. So, and they say, yes, you do have 15 minutes. You know, it's so interesting. Sure. I heard this quote. It was like, if you're like, oh, I don't have 10 minutes to meditate, you need to meditate for 20 minutes, because it's that slowing down practice that you absolutely need to do. But they said, carving out 15 minutes in your morning for just relaxation sounds, it can just things like that. Sometimes it can feel like, oh, it's just adding more to your to-do list. But they said it's not about, I don't have time. You have time for a lot of things. And if we really can, practice mindfulness throughout the day, then our mental health needs less of our energy, less of our juice. So you're actually setting yourself up for failure, for success by taking this 15 minutes to be able to do it. And they said, if you start the day's stress, then it's often the baseline that you're going to come back to for the rest of your day. But if you start with a clear, relaxed mind, you have this reference point to come back to throughout the day. So that's your baseline. So you're essentially setting your baseline. Marianne Williamson talks about this, taking a spiritual shower every day, a lot of us we have dirty spirits, and this could be, not to get religious, but it's whatever that means for you. And, I personally think, I haven't looked into this article, but I think that, that 15 minutes can be anything. Let's do an exercise here, Get On Uppers. If we were to go down this route of taking 15 minutes in the morning, what are some things that we could do that would help us to just 15 minutes in the morning to help us create a nice, healthy baseline? What are some things that we could do, or maybe some things that you do, or you've tried to do, or wanted to do? What do we think?
Yeah. Oh, I love this. This is so good. Because we are up so early in the morning, there's a lot of birds chirping. And isn't it funny how you don't register that sometimes? That you're just going about your thing, and then you're just like, oh, the birds are. But to really let yourself sort of sit with nature is waking me up in a really cool way, because by the time the alarm goes off, those birds are always chirping. So I don't know. I think for me, it's instead of jumping out of bed or focusing on stuff, it's just sit and listen to that song for a little bit. Silly, but it's beautiful. It's real nice.
There are no silly options here.
Nature is truly providing a wake-up call in the most soothing way if you just listen. I think it's kind of nice. What do you do?
I practice transcendental meditation. I do it twice a day in the mornings. Didn't do it this morning because I was like, I need to lay in this bed for another 15 minutes. So I didn't. But after the show, before I jump into work, I will be doing it. It's still early. I mean, it's going to be 9 a.m. So I mean,
you're fine.
I'm good.
You're fine.
I'm good. Welcome to Sharon Sudeus and No Name Morris Cody. We were just talking about morning routines and practices. Those studies have shown if you just take 15 minutes for yourself every morning, to just calm yourself, what are those different things that you can do for 15 minutes just to create a nice, peaceful baseline for you? Renee said listening to the birds. I do meditation. I think even like listening to just like sounds, like, just some like easy music. I think like being still and quiet. Stacey, I put listening to the Bible. I also sometimes will also, after I meditate, listen to some sort of positive like podcast or something. So I want to make sure I'm filling myself up with some good stuff. So like Brene Brown or Oprah, or Marianne Williamson talk or something. Right now I'm doing Illogical, that book. It's a book called Illogical by, blanking on his name. Something Emmanuel Acho is the author, but he's very like self-empowerment, type person, but trying to start that.
Sold. I love that. I also live setting intentions. Do you do that? Like what you're setting out into the world?
I know you're supposed to, but I don't. Yeah, that's a good idea. So you set an intention for the day?
Yeah, it's the same one every day. So it is patience, lead with love, be of service, and then live in the will of goodness, not in my ego, is what I set it forth. And then immediately the dog won't go to the bathroom, and I'm like, come on.
These are lessons here to teach you. It's easy to be the Buddha on the lake. It's easy to be the Buddha on the lake. And the dog is like, I'm going to help you test your patience here, lady. What do you got? What do you got? This article also says, track how you feel if you start doing something. And again, just 15 minutes carving this out. Pay attention to, track how you feel. And also pay attention to what you need at different times. And you can also just incorporate this throughout the day. Like, even, it's not to be just something in the morning. It can also be like, okay, I'm going to go take a walk like midday, or do a little dance break, or just finding these pockets of 15 minutes throughout your day are really going to help you to reset yourself. And I think it's something you absolutely think we all need this. So I'm going to lean into this as I have so much on my plate. How can I do more of it?
Yeah, I love that. I think that is, it's so counterintuitive to make time when you don't have time, but it'll change everything. It's very helpful when you know. Okay, good. But we are going to get you to meditation a little bit later on.
Oh, I'll be there. I'm going to do it. I'm going to absolutely do it right after this. Absolutely. All right. So we're supposed to play this or that. I don't know how this will absolutely work. So there was a Twitter post that said you're tasked with making one movie adaptation of either a Marvel or DC villain. What do you make yours on? I was thinking, yeah. I'll just come up with some on top of my head. So do you want a movie focusing on, I will go with Loki. Oh, he already has a
yes.
That's already.
No, but if you looking in the comments, that seems to be a popular response.
We're gonna say the Red Skull, who we've met in Avengers. You get a Red Skull movie, or you get they've already made this. There's so many like villainous movies they've already made. I don't Red Skull, or who's a DC villain that we can choose. How about Red Skull or Lex Luthor? You get do you want this? A Red Skull movie from Marvel, or is that a Lex Luthor movie?
And Red Skull is the purple guy, right?
That's Thanos, but we've been here before. Remember, there was a big debate. It almost destroyed the show.
That's what I was trying to bring up the funny joke of remember that it's like that guy's red.
It was like, oh, here we go. You're like, Renee was like, tell me this man is not red. And we almost discovered that Renee is colorblind live on air.
Right here in this very vicinity. Lex Luthor. I guess. How about this? Can I ask this? Can we apply the humor of Marvel to Lex Luthor? Because right now those guys are dead. But can we make it fun? Can we give him a chance to shine?
Oh man, I don't know. We can't. I think it's gonna take face value what you've been seeing so
Yeah,
far.
then Red Skull. Then we want
Okay,
Red Skull,
because
right?
that's maybe a little funny. It might be, and it's
Yeah.
what is it? Hugo Weaving. He's got some comedic chops behind him, so that might be good. All right, going to Red Skull. We're gonna do another one. I just came up with this one. So, you have seen this movie. I don't know if you remember this villain, but Hela from Taika Waititi's Thor Ragnarok, played by Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
A solo movie about her. So this, or I don't know if you saw Wonder Woman, but Kirsten Wiig playing Cheetah. So do you want a solo movie about Cheetah from Wonder Woman 2, or this Hela? Or this is Hela, that is Cheetah.
Okay, and Hela's Kate Blanchett and Cheetah's who?
Kristen Wiig. Yes.
Kristen Wiig. Oh yeah, Kristen Wiig. Of course you're going Kristen Wiig. Why wouldn't you go Kristen Wiig? Kristen Wiig all day long, right? Right?
Dang. I would go with not that. I would go with Hela. I think Hela was very funny. It's Taika Waititi. She was hilarious in that Thor Ragnarok.
I don't think you're wrong.
And Wonder Woman 2 wasn't that great of a movie, so I don't have a lot of faith in it. So I would choose Hela.
That's true. I think I just watched Wonder Woman, right? Wonder Woman had a second one?
It was the second one with Kirsten Wiig. Yeah, she played 1984. Did you miss it? Came on.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't watch that. Okay.
It was on your HBO Max. It came home to you.
It sure was. It was right there for me. And I didn't see it. I missed it. I saw the first one with a
Kirsten Wiig and then other one there. Okay. All right. Well, we did it. We did or this or that. Only so many of those I can pull out of my hat. All right.
Sure. I could do it with Disney. Which villain would you rather have a spinoff of? Or I think I just want to open it up for discussion. Did you get to see Cruella?
I did.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I will say it was like this running. All right, get up first. Did you see Cruella? Open it up to the group. What are our thoughts on it? I will say it was one of those things that people were joking. They were like, "Oh, it'll be so funny if the reason why she hates Dalmatians is because they killed her parents." And lo and behold, it's revealed that Dalmatians killed her parents.
To be fair, they didn't kill her. They just pushed her off a cliff, but it was an accident. It was an accident, but yes. I thought it was so good. I thought
fashion was good. It was good. It was very good. Very good film. Very good. All right, give me some this or that. Make me choose between other Disney villains that we would get.
This or that. And I think all of these are already in the works. So Ursula from Little Mermaid, or the cat, and this is real like specific, but in Cinderella there's a cat called Lucifer. do we want to elevate?
I feel like Renee is really trying to stack the deck here in a certain direction. Ursula or that cat, Lucifer, and Cinderella. You know what? I feel like I know enough about Ursula. I'm gonna go with that little cat. What's the story? Hurt kitties, hurt people. So I want to know. I want to know what's going on.
I feel like so they're making a live version of Little Mermaid, and I think it was down to
it's
Lizzo and Melissa McCarthy, right?
Yeah, no, and I'm pretty sure it's Melissa McCarthy is going to be doing the role. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I think Lizzo botched her audition. She was open about it. They've had a little conversation about it. But Melissa McCarthy was very gracious. She was like, "Oh no, the role should absolutely go to Lizzo. Like, give it to Lizzo." And Lizzo was like, "No, girl, I did a really bad audition."
I bombed that. Which I support and appreciate. Okay, well, Lizzo, if it has Lizzo's blessing, then I think Melissa McCarthy's going to be hysterical. I think it's going to be 100%.
Give us another Disney villain. I want another one. Pull another one.
What other ones do we want? Okay, so what's the bird on Jafar's shoulder?
Iago. Rest in peace.
Iago. Yeah.
Little
Gilbert Godfrey. Yes. That's right. Okay. So Iago. I feel like the animals are funny. Up against who do we want to go up against?
I know Iago or I think it's an easy one.
Okay.
Iago or the villain from Pocahontas or the pug maybe the pug from Pocahontas.
That's funny.
From his perspective. So we got Iago or the little pug from Pocahontas, who's gotten a spinoff movie. Sarah just chimed in the pug. Wow.
Obviously
Big fan of the pug.
Of
Sarah said he's so cute.
Yeah. You're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. Yep. Pugs are great. We love pugs. We decided it. As a consolation prize, what if they just do a movie together?
That
now
would be
Iago's on the pug shoulder.
Like a little buddy cop movie. Little buddy cop.
Okay, we did
Renee, you're not going to like what I have to say, but I'll be right back.
All right. We'll see you soon. Now, let's see. What else do we have for you, Sweet Seat Get On Uppers? Thankful Thursday. What are we thankful for? I can work with that. That sounds good. It's also Friday Eve, which is very exciting for moi. We're getting closer to Memorial Day when all the movies and the banners and the things and the come out. I think it would be fair to start to ask, are we looking forward to summer? How are we feeling about that? Are we going nuts this summer? I know the pandemic is not over. In no way is it over, but I feel like it is going to come back in a way that we all go to the movies and we all go to the Memorial Day parties and we all do the thing up. It is bananas to me how slow April has gone by, and also it's May already. And then I wonder if we can start to guess, what do you think Jam's meme is going to be? Oh, we were trying to figure out what your
I heard the whole
thing. You heard that.
You know what I just tried to do? Try to go to the bathroom, but my roommate is in there. We got one bathroom.
So sorry. It's so frustrating. Okay, well, we're almost at 4 more minutes. Yeah, 4 more minutes.
Doesn't matter. He won't be able to go to the bathroom in 4 minutes.
What's he doing in there? You want me to text him? I'm sorry. It's so frustrating. Get out of there. That's real frustrating.
Yeah. Well, let's what are we thankful for, or what are we looking forward to this summer? I'm looking forward to doing less stuff. I'm thankful I feel like I say this every week, thankful for this show. These Get On Uppers here, I would say. I grateful for the oxygen, just being able just to hold it together, that's what I appreciate.
Isn't that funny when you're having a tricky time, when you're having a tricky week, to go down to basics? You're like, nothing hurts. And that in and of itself is a miracle right now, that you're just like, oh, everything's working. Okay, well, okay, I guess I don't get to complain all about that. And you're just like, if the weather's beautiful, I have a roof over my head. Fine. Things are actually great. I always find myself getting very defiant and irreverent towards my gratitude when I'm in a funk, but then I'm made to be like, oh, actually, you know what it is? Fine. Everything's okay.
Yeah.
I suppose. Over here, I am very thankful for you, Jam. I can see you hanging on by the thinnest of threads, because you are so overcommitted, and I'm so impressed and proud of you. I also want to give you a nap. I had a pitch. I wonder if there is a world where we give you some time off. Can we take another bit of time off?
No, in June, that's coming down the pike. End of June, there'll be some time. I do appreciate Raymond, aka Mirrorman, said, I'm grateful for you guys, for you all. And also Stacy chiming in that Stacy would also like to see the movie about the pug over. Wait a minute, Raymond, you came back, because Raymond, when you went to go walk the dog, Raymond was like, I gotta go. And then Raymond came in just to say, I'm grateful
Raymond,
for you all.
You're back. We're happy to have you.
Appreciate that.
Wonderful. Yeah, it's a big day for pugs. Both Stacy and Sarah are like pugs for life.
For life. And we've also got producer Sarah chiming in. Sarah, grateful for you all and this show. So, I mean, it just sounds like that's what a lot of the gratitude really is. So let's take a peek and see, though, tomorrow what we're going to get ourselves into for tomorrow. It's going to be an action-packed day. It's going to be Friday. We're playing Family Feud tomorrow. Renee is leading the charge. I'm incredibly excited about what this might be. We're also going to do a check-in for what you're going to get yourself into for the weekend. Can't wait to hear what your weekend plans are going to be. And then, we're going to bring you some more news. Hopefully, maybe nothing will be happening. It'll be just like, oh, today's news, nothing. Everything was fine. It all was perfect.
Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice if that's how it all came to be? What a
It
gift.
looks like the theme for tomorrow's Family Feud might be shopping. Picnic, dates, shopping. Looks like that's what's on the horizon.
Okay.
And then we're also going to play Flashback Friday. We'll have a question for tomorrow. We're going to flashback and go down memory lane. So that's what we're looking forward to tomorrow. We'll be back here at 7 a.m. As well. 7 a.m. Pacific time, 8 a.m. Mountain time. What is that? 9 a.m. Central time and 10 a.m. Eastern time.
You nailed it. You nailed it. Fantastic.
Ooh, tomorrow is picnic lunch themed Family Feud. Sarah, very specific. Oh, I'm excited.
Deeply respect and appreciate. I cannot wait to see how this. I'm gonna click on it right now. I'm gonna give it a little taste. I'm gonna give it a little taste. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna tease it right now. Are you ready? You ready for the first one? Okay. Just a tease, just because I want everybody to come back tomorrow. Name a summer picnic food that, we're not done, will make your hands and face messy. Name a summer picnic food. It'll make your hands and face messy.
Well, I don't want to play alone. We've got Anthony is here. So Anthony, can you hop on in and play Family Feud
Anthony, I'm so sorry.
us? So we're no, this is great. This is exactly what Anthony wanted to do. Are you familiar with Family Feud? We're looking for like the top answers.
Yeah, in England we call it Family Fortunes.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense.
Okay. You know, it makes sense because, you know, when our countries were kind of feuding, we're a family and we're like, we're breaking away. So you're like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to do the fortunes.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it would have been better if it was like more of a, you know, had a wartime theme, you know, where everybody was like dressed up in Civil War outfits.
Yeah.
You know, like,
or maybe even those like wigs and things. They love it. Your lawyers, don't your lawyers still, they wear the wigs?
Just because I don't have much hair doesn't mean that you should just bring up.
That wasn't a hint. That wasn't a hint. But Renee, back to your question. Tim is already guessing watermelon. So the question was like, what would you bring to a picnic?
Perfect. It would be watermelon. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say, and Anthony, I'm so sorry. We are forcing you into this quick game.
No, I love Family Feud.
Okay. All right. Well, you have a good attitude. Perfect. I appreciate this attitude. I need to come up with 3 other foods that are happening at a picnic that will make your face and your hands messy. Watermelon.
Barbecue. Barbecue. Yes. Good answer.
Yep.
Good answer. Good answer.
All right.
Well, an English answer would be a pork pie.
Ooh.
It's a little pie.
Is that on the board?
Judges, they will accept pork pie.
Okay.
All right.
There it is.
That's good.
Watermelon, barbecue. What else is like messy? Are you eating beans with your hands? I haven't been to a picnic in a while.
Yeah, you haven't been to a picnic in a bit. What if it's cold and sweet? What are we working with there?
Ice cream?
There we go. Nailed it. Got it.
Really? Oh, who's eating ice cream and getting messy all over the place? Okay, ice cream. All right.
Got it.
Watermelon, beans. Did we say beans?
We got beans. The last one, and I'm curious about who conducted this and forgot forks apparently, because the last answer is pie, which I'm going to give to Anthony because you did say pork pie. So
I knew it.
Technically on there.
I knew it.
We got it.
We
got it.
You did it.
I show up for like 2 minutes, bring my pork pie, and totally close the show. I mean, win the game, walk away with the car. I mean, you know, come on.
That's what it is. We're so curious. What are you jumping into for your show today? What folks, stick around. Coming up right after, you're gonna want to hang out with Anthony because he's got an action-packed show. What are you talking about today?
Oh, it's everyone's favorite hot American topic of systemic racism, my friend.
Yeah.
Yes, this is after the state inquiry in Minneapolis has discovered the police department there is engaged in a pattern of race discrimination for at least the past decade. Try like 100 years. So we'll look at some of the sad filings from that 72-page report. I mean, you know, is any wonder that George Floyd died, considering the report? I've read the report. I was reading it all night. It's just like, seriously?
Wow.
I mean, actually, you know, I have a theory. This is very, very quick. You know, they say, 99% of police officers are good and it's just 1% that are bad.
Yep.
Flip it. Flip it.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
It does seem like there's a systemic thing. I only saw highlights for the report, so now I'm really curious actually to hear the more of the findings of it. But it's one of those things that like you're not surprised, but it's also, we were talking about on the show that you anecdotally already know these things, but it's not in a report. if there's not data behind it, no one's going to take it seriously. But now the facts are there, so I hope that
I mean,
and
they were even like following black people on social media in order to try and entrap them and then make an arrest, and not doing the same for white people. So anyway, we'll look at it in detail in just a few minutes.
That's going to be a really great deep dive. So everyone's going to definitely want to stick around. I mean, Anthony Davis, are always bringing in the stories that we need to just take a closer look at. So we really appreciate the work that you're doing.
You're welcome. Thank you. Appreciate you too.
My work doesn't appreciate it because I have an issue because I have to watch your show. So it's fine. They're fine. I've just missed a lot of meetings. Every time you come in, I'm
meetings.
watching. Thank you. You get it.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna get.
I'll go.
I don't know.
You finish up.
You go.
I'll show up in about 5 minutes.
All right.
There it is. All right. We'll see you in just a couple of minutes with a wig on and some pies.
So offensive. Bye.
Bye, Anthony.
Well, I think I've ruined that friendship. Oh man. All right. Well, that is gonna do it for us today, Renee. This is it. We're here at the tail end of the show. Again, everybody, we're gonna be back here tomorrow, Monday, and we're here Monday through Friday. We're here at 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern time, and for our Central folks out there, 9 a.m. Central time. You're tuning on in, and don't forget, you can head on over to www.backchannel.tv, leave a review. It helps people to find us, and we're gonna get on out of here.
Sure are. And yeah, as you saw, Anthony is up next, and after that is your pal Hal, and follow that. We end the day with Mario Smith. Back channel for days over here.
Back channel for days. Thank you all so much for watching Get On Up. I am James Arthur M.
And I'm Renee. And you just
got on.
Have a good morning.